Well, first of all, it has to be borne in mind that the trial of civilians by military courts is an aberration and is generally considered to be an affront to human rights and especially the rights enshrined in the Constitution. Now, the general principle or the general rule is that military courts are only reserved for trials against members of the military or against enemy combatants or enemy aliens. As far as acts committed by civilians are concerned, the civilian courts, which are the ordinary criminal courts, are ordinarily entrusted with the trial for such acts. We saw in the 1990s when military courts were formed to try certain offences, the Supreme Court had held such military courts to be unconstitutional. Which is why in 2015, when in the aftermath of the APS incident, the political parties and the military establishment decided to create military courts or decided to entrust military courts with the trial of certain civilians, there was a constitutional amendment which was passed by the parliament. And that constitutional amendment also gave the military courts the power to try civilians for a very limited class of offences. Now, as far as the recent attacks on government and other sensitive installations are concerned, such attacks are also covered by the Pakistan Penal Code. Section 123B of the Pakistan Penal Code, for instance, deals with defiling or removing the national flag from a government building. Similarly, Section 132 of the Pakistan Penal Code deals with the abetment of mutiny and other offences against the armed forces. And Section 146 of the Pakistan Penal Code deals with rioting, and other provisions in the Pakistan Penal Code also deal with other forms of unlawful assembly. So given that the Pakistan Penal Code expressly covers these acts, and given that ordinary criminal courts may try these offences, the trial of civilians for these offences under the Army Act of 1952 may be violative of the Constitution, particularly Article 10A of the Constitution, which deals with the right to fair trial, and other provisions of the Constitution as well. So as a result, as an upshot, it may not be misconceived to say that the trial of civilians by the military courts are an aberration, and it is highly likely that any attempt to try civilians under a military court may be struck down by the courts.